Hello again and welcome to this CrossYoga video. My name is Ria. This will be a flow session and it will be focused and centered around grace. So please bear with me. I have to speak a little bit before we start moving. So you can just sit as comfortable as you like and with a tall spine. Maybe close your eyes. You don't have to look at me. So what I really love about Christ-centered yoga, which cross yoga and lots of different kind of yoga style is that we have grace. Now, if you're brought up in a family where you went to church and heard about Christianity, grace is maybe a word you've heard a lot of times, and maybe it's like, well, yeah, that's fine. But what does it actually mean? And when I think about yoga and the tradition, it's not a secret that yoga came out of Eastern philosophy. Some say it's Hinduism or Buddhism. We don't want to go into that discussion in that particular sense, but what yoga tradition has with it is a thought and the thinking about karma. Now, karma is whatever you give out to the world is also what you receive. So if you set out with good intention, with loving everyone, loving yourself, this will also be what you get back. So if you're nice, people will be nice to you. This is very logical. This is what we see in every day. So that makes a lot of sense, even to Christians. It's not a secret. But what is so amazing about Christian-based yoga and Christianity compared to other religions is that actually we don't believe in karma, and that's have the final word, so to speak. We don't get what we deserve. Now, the Christian perspective of the world is actually that we're walking here towards the edge of a cliff. We are not good enough. We are never going to be perfect enough. We're never going to be loving enough to make it to, to the other edge of the cliff. We will fall down when we die. We don't manage to live up to everything that God has set out for us to do, to everything that would be lovely to do. Now, I had this talk with someone years ago, and he said there was a really negative point of view that everyone was just walking out on the edge, and then at one point when they die, fall down. And somehow I agree that it's a negative view, but still I think it's realistic. I mean, look around the world. Has it become that much better since we are more enlightened, since we have more money, a lot of us in the West at least? Are we happier? And if you just look inside yourself, the more you know what you should do, what would be nice to do, the harder it is to actually to do it. The longer it's like, I know what to do, and the harder it is to get there. So you always, I think everyone have this sense of, I can never actually achieve what I would love to. So I think all of us have this kind of, if we start thinking about it. So for me, it's not just a negative view of the world, the Christian view, it's realistic. But the positive point, this is also why the Bible called the good news, is that we don't have to fall off the cliff. Grace is there for all of us. Okay? So Jesus went off the cliff for us, so to speak. So we can walk through life and not fall off this cliff. We don't deserve it, but we can receive it as a present through grace. It's because of the fact that Jesus rose or died on the cross and rose again. This is what makes the whole difference. This is why this is good news. It's not just negative and beating up yourself. It's actually amazing news. And this is what we celebrate on the mat. This is what we surrender to as we do Christ-centered yoga. We don't get what we reserve. We get so much more in God's grace. There is salvation for everybody. So I hope with this word of grace, this gift that we can open our hearts to, that this will be the center and the intention of this class here on the mat. So just starting, sitting or lying down, whatever is comfortable for you, maybe just start to say to God, God, I know I can't make things succeed by myself. I know I can't do everything I want to do. Please forgive me. If you want to start out with that, just sit. Maybe you want to open up your hands. Maybe you want to lift up your hands saying, God, bow your head. I can't work it all out on my own. I fail. I lose my temper. I don't walk the path I know would be great to do. So God, please forgive me. Please don't give me karma. Please give me grace, God. Your grace. Your forgiveness. Your cleansing practice in my life. And then cross your hands above your chest. Take a hold of your shoulders. So God, I pray that you will live in this body. That every time I fall, that you will pick me up. That I will stand under the grace umbrella my whole life and never turn off somewhere. May your light guide my path. Take a deep inhale and sigh it out. Again, inhale. Sigh it out. And let your hands go. So maybe you want to picture yourself standing under this umbrella of grace. Maybe having God's happy smiling face looking at you as we move, as we breathe. Start with some movements in your back from side to side. If there's anything that really spoke to you from what I said, let the Holy Spirit work with that through our practice. Don't be afraid of forgetting it. God will still be there when we're done. He's here right now, all the way through. So please do some free movements. Maybe you want to fall forward like I'm doing right now, swaying from side to side. Maybe you want to lift up one hand towards the skies. And of course doing it the other side as well. And you're more welcome also just to smile. If there's anything you're happy about, maybe it's God's grace that you're actually just happy about. Just give God a huge smile. Coming to downward facing dog. Walk it out. And this will be a flow sequence, so flowing in His grace, so to speak. Now, if there's any postures that you feel like is not comfortable, you want to have some easier versions, I'll try to explain that as we move ahead. But you're welcome to skip one or even do a more advanced posture if you like. No problem. So come to the front of the mat. Inhale, plank pose. Wrist and shoulders above each other. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale, plank. Use your abs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale again. Make sure you don't fall too low here. You're not doing upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step to the front of the mat or jump if you like. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, arms up. High mountains. Let your hands take a hold of each other, palms facing into each other. Side bend to your left side. Coming back, moving to your right side, just warming up our spine. That's important here. And if you hear my breath, it's because I use Ujjayi breathing. You're welcome to do that. So that's going to be a bit noisy on your exhale. But it's a nice way to get the rhythm with your breath and get some workout on your core. One last time. From here, cactus hands. So open up your palms, facing towards the camera maybe. Pulling your elbows down in line with your shoulders, squeezing shoulder blades together. Inhale, arms moves up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Take the right leg and move it all the way back. Warrior two, so opening up your hips. Squaring off the feet so your heels are aligned. Toes pointing forward, arms move up. So we're going to do a sequence. I'm going to add on postures and then do it in our breath, with our breath. So here, inhale. And move back. Make sure the front knee is still bended. Coming back. Take the front hand all the way down on inner foot on the outer edge of the feet. That's whatever you like. If you can't reach the floor, just take a hold of your knee. Both hands framing the foot, lifting the back heel so we take care of our ankle, stepping to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. And doing these things on the other side. Cactus hands first. Exhale. Staying here for a breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. The left leg goes back. Opening up your hip, warrior two. Getting as much space between your heels as you like. Coming down. Making sure this back hip moves back and not that knee following along, trying to open this knee up. This will give you a stretching in the thighs. And smile. Moving back, palms facing up. Exhale, going back. Now you can hold your leg, or as I like, take the arms behind, whatever you prefer. Coming to the front, moving down to your mat, inside the foot or outside, whatever. Mindful that your back foot doesn't lift up if possible. Again to the front of your mat, lifting your heels, stepping to the front of the mat with some kind of explosive movement. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, coming up. Doing this with the pace of our breath. Exhale, cactus hands. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, right leg moves back. Exhale, lower that foot down. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, finding warrior two. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, finding your stretch. Inhale, coming to the front, all the way down. Exhale. Side plank, so move this foot back. Whoa, if you can find your balance, side plank. Now you can do all sorts of versions here with your knee. Stacking your feet on top of each other, or finding, just this time, called a tilted tree. Release, coming down to downward facing dog. Taking your plank, inhale. Lower down, exhale. Chaturanga, inhale, cobra, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Awesome. Take a deep breath and again, side it out. Thank you, Jesus, for your grace. Come to the front of the mat, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, arms up, high mountain. Cactus hand, exhale. Maybe you want to do a small back bend here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, the left foot goes back. Warrior two, lifting up. And on an exhale, finding warrior two. Inhale, preparing your side stretch. Exhale, moving back. Inhale, extended warrior, finding your down, putting all the weight of your, most of your weight of your body down on your hands, pushing that feet back. Side plank. Again, play with it, whatever you prefer. Maybe your balance doesn't work that well on this side. Maybe it does. Woo! Release. Downward facing dog. Plank posture. Inhale. Lower down, elbows inside your ribs, and make sure you don't fall too quickly. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, take a deep inhale and exhale. Adding some more postures. Jump to the front of the mat or walk. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus hands, beautiful. Inhale, arms up, straighten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Right leg moves back. Exhale, lowering down that foot. Inhale, getting ready to warrior two. Exhale, finding your warrior. Inhale, moving back. Exhale, stretching your side. Inhale, coming to the front of the mat. Exhale, down. Inhale, pulling that feet back. And exhale. Inhale, downward facing dog, and exhale. Coming to a plank, inhale. Lower down, exhale. Again, upward facing dog, whatever, cobra, whatever you prefer, downward facing dog. Exhale. Adding some more postures. Inhale, right, left leg lift us up. And exhale to the front of the mat. Finding balance to straighten out your core and your spine. Lifting up right leg. Half moon. So point those toes out to the side. So you open up your hip. Now make sure your feet and legs are in place first, and then you can lift your left arm up as well. Release again, letting that foot go all the way back. Walking into the big side white stand, it's called. And forward fold, letting your head go as low towards the mat as you can. Now put some weight on the front of the feet to make sure your feet are a little bit turned inwards. Now you can do whatever you like with your hands, either pull here or take a hold of your wrists. Again, moving up, turning around, stepping to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus hands. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Now you're getting it. Inhale, half lift, left foot all the way back, opening up. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, getting there. Inhale, moving back. Inhale, and exhale. Side plank, jumping that foot back. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, finding your position. Chaturanga, coming into plank and lowering down. Exhale. Inhale, moving, lifting up your chest, back bent, downward facing dog. Exhale. Take one deep breath. Right, left leg, it's called, lift it up. Inhale. Again, moving to the front of your mat. Half moon, lift up right leg. Squaring and opening up your hips. Now you want to have your heels here aligned as much as possible, not having that foot back. Straight or horizontal core as much as possible. Looking down if your balance is off. Just lift and stretch. So vertical line between your shoulders and your hips if possible. Lowering down the foot to the back end of your mat. Now if you feel like falling, please make sure you don't. Move to the front now. You're gonna get a nice view here. Lowering down. And breathe. Try not to hyperextend your knees. Moving yourself up again. Stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up. And as you back bend with your cactus hands, God, thank you for your grace. Stay here for a few breaths. I open my heart. Thank you that I don't get all that I deserve. I get so much more awesomeness from you, God. Inhale, arms up, forward fold, exhale. Moving into the last sequence here. Inhale, lift up halfway. The right foot moving back. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, finding warrior two. And exhale, getting really into it. Moving back. Inhale, prepare. And exhale back. Inhale, coming to the front. Either side of foot. Exhale. Pushing that foot back. Inhale. Finding your side plank. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Getting ready. Inhale. Exhale as you find it. Plank. You can wave yourself to the plank posture. Exhale. Lower down. Use your abs. Opening up your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. Lower your heels as long as possible. Right leg lifts, inhale. Hands or foot between your hands, exhale. Half moon again, inhale, lifting up. Opening up your hip. And exhale. Slowly bend both knees. Getting down your mat. Squaring your feet off, again turning them a little bit inward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up again. Lifting your arms out to the side and move to the back side of the room. Down to your side here, stretching. So it's a kind of sensation as you do a triangle pose here. We're going to take both sides and come back. Use your core and do the other side as well. Inhale, coming up, walking your feet together, finding this odd pose, getting low into your glutes and quads and everything. Inhale, arms up, straighten your legs, and exhale down. A couple of more times. Inhale up, and exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Awesome. Moving to the front of your mat. Maybe getting your hands down on the mat. Forward fold, hip width apart with your feet. Inhale, arms up. And again, cactus hands. Exhale. Straighten your back. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Half lift, left foot. Lowering that foot down. Inhale, warrior two. Arms out. Going back. Inhale. All the way down. Exhale. Pushing your feet back. And exhale. Plank pose. And downward facing dog. Exhale. Once again, plank. Inhale. Lower down. Exhale. Inhale, move up. Feel how your back begin to open up. Downward facing dog. Exhale. You're doing good. Keep breathing. Moving in God's grace.
Left leg, inhale, lift it up, and exhale in between your hands. Balance pose, half moon. Right leg lifts up, opening up the hips. Now we take a few more breaths here as it is a balance pose. And slowly lower down somewhere on the back end of your mat. Squaring off the hips again, toes pointing inwards. Instead of doing exactly what we did before, take your right arm, move it in between your hands but in front of your toes. Right arm lifts up. And the other way around. Now your core or your spine will be in a horizontal line, as much as possible at least. And come down. Move your hands to the front of the mat, finding child's pose. Let your palms face upwards. And the song just pops into my mind, Amazing Grace. And maybe just sing it with me. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Moving up, coming into a seated position on your mat. Finding a hip opener. Right leg is lower on your mat. A knee pointing forward. Left leg goes on top. Now we want to try to see if we can get our knees somewhat aligned on top of each other. If that's not an option for you, you maybe want to just sit in a comfortable seated position. Just make your right leg in the front or on the top. Both sitting bones on your mat. Breathe and close your eyes. If you just follow my voice, I think everything will be fine. And maybe if there's more space in your thighs and your quads, you lean forward. And you feel this on the outside of your thighs. Coming back. Before we release, right hand down on your mat and side bent. So move to your right side. Now try to have not your hip open up, but have your hip move the other direction than what your body is doing. And come back. Releasing your feet and legs and shaking it out. Now if you didn't sit like I did, sit again in comfortable seated position, but this time with your left leg on top or in front, so you get stretch on each side. Sitting bones in space. Maybe you take a hold of your feet. Closing your eyes, relaxing everything here in your legs. And then again, maybe lean forward. Don't go deeper, then you feel like you can relax every single muscle fiber. When it hurts, because of a stretch we're doing, our muscles tend to pull together, and we don't want that. We want them to relax. This is kind of taking control over muscle actions here. Coming back. Lift arms out. Again, remember hip moving the other direction as we do our side bend, side stretch. If you look up towards the ceiling, or in my case, the sky, you won't drop forward. It's just important that you keep that shoulder back a little bit. Coming back. Now maybe you want to lay down, finding resting pose. I'm gonna finish up seated. So find this straight spine. If you're seated. Now give your breathing and your inhale and exhale all your focus. No more dry breath, just breathing naturally. And then maybe with the pace of your breath, you inhale, saying these words inside yourself, thank you. And you exhale for grace. Inhale, thank you. Exhale for grace. And try to keep your focus and your intention on these words, maybe for a few minutes. And every time your thoughts on this will happen, get off somewhere. Just gently draw them back without being annoyed about it. Just letting the annoying feeling go and just getting to the rhythm. Thank you for grace. I will encourage you to keep sitting or laying down and doing this meditation for at least 5 minutes. And then maybe with the pace of your breath, pray grace upon your church, your family, friends, people at work, your society, and maybe the world. So you can end up just praying God's grace upon things that is around you. This video will finish now, and may God's peace and grace bless you today. Amen.